Claude just came out with a new connection that allows you to create 3D models from a text prompt within SketchUp. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up, and then we're going to go in and test it out and create a small, medium, and large scale project within SketchUp. So let's get started. So to get started, we'll hop into Claude. So we'll open up the sidebar and then click on Customize. And so from there, we're able to click on the connectors. And if you've used Claude pretty frequently, you'll probably have other connectors downloaded, but most likely you won't have SketchUp. So we'll click on the plus, click Browse Connectors. And then from there, this is where you can search for the connectors that you want to use. So we'll just type in SketchUp and the first one and the only one that pops up, and we'll click on that. So I already have it connected, but in this top right corner, it'll say connect. And then it'll kind of prompt you, if we click on the downloaded version, to also enable these three permissions: the build model, the get docs, and the save model. But that's all the setup that we have to do. So let's move on to actually trying to create a 3D model from a text prompt in Claude. And like even a month ago, this sounded absolutely crazy because of how poorly some of the text to image and image to 3D models were at the time. So let's go for a floor plan of like 20 foot by 12 foot house with a 7-foot door and 2 4-foot wide windows on the east and west walls with 9-foot ceilings so from there, just make sure that when you go to connectors that SketchUp is turned on. And so let's go ahead and generate our SketchUp model. And so as you can see, it's started to activate Trimble SketchUp and it's working within the Claude chat. So it roughly took 2.5 minutes for this SketchUp model to generate within Claude. And so to be able to access it, it's not directly connected with SketchUp. So you'll have to download this file and then open it up in SketchUp. So we have the SketchUp file, and then Claude gives you a description of what was created. So they had the footprint of 20 foot by 12 with 5-inch thick walls. So let's go ahead and open up the SketchUp model. Okay, so this is the SketchUp model we were able to generate using the Claude prompt. Now it did take 2.5 minutes to generate within Claude, and I'm sure most of you could build this in that amount of time. So what it did and the time it did it in wasn't as impressive, but I still think the fact that it was able to create a 3D model from a text prompt is something we haven't seen very often. So it has a door, it has the window glazing, but what if we go in to the interior? So right now it doesn't have a ceiling, it just has that open roof. So that would be something we'd want to improve in the future. But it does give thickness to the walls, and even the walls connect at the corners fairly well. The last thing I wanted to check on this model is, did it actually dimension it to the 20 foot by 12 that I described within SketchUp? And so it appears that it did do kind of the heights that I was looking for. So let's go ahead and go back to Claude and see if we can really push the boundaries of what we can create from Claude to SketchUp. So I went to Google and downloaded a house floor plan because I wanted to test out if it could pull something from a 2D floor plan and create it into a 3D model. So we have the house floor plan, and let's see, transform floor plan image into a 3D model. The floor plan that we're referencing has two main dimensions, but the huge variance between the first model we created and this one is it has furniture and it also has a closet. So it's 2 rooms it's going to have to account for. So I'm interested if it includes the door between the bedroom and the closet, or if it generates any furniture as well. Okay, our next generation from the image floor plan has been created. So it says it added windows. It also added a closet space. It also claims to have added the closet and then some furniture positioned within the plan. Let's actually see if Claude was able to do that. So here we are with the second SketchUp model. It appears that if we go back to the screenshot that we had, there should be 4 doors in the entire project, 2 windows on the north and the south side. So if we go over here, got the doors, it appears everywhere that we need. And then we have the closet door. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. It essentially just put the bed in the middle of the room between the spaces and then had these blocks of furniture throughout, even like some cabinets inside the bed. Now I did generate the bed pretty well, had two pillows, some sheets, box spring, and then the base. So I was able to model that, but outside of that, didn't really do a good job. And then if you notice, there's not much of a ceiling or a roof. It's just one surface. So I think it got into a little bit more detail, but I'd say it's still extremely limited what it can create. Now I'm interested if it can actually create an element of furniture. So let's go and Google search. Let's see if it can create something like this round cabinet side table. So all I did is
the image
add
itself.
in the reference
So
image and then
let's give it a
typed
little
in
bit
the
of a
prompt
base
to
reference.
transform into like a 20-foot tall side table. Okay, so here is the side wooden table that has been generated. It did a fairly good job. I would say it's not perfect, but if you're looking for like a quick and easy generation of like a furniture element and you don't want to have to spend time, I think this is definitely a time saver. It doesn't include a base here. That's definitely a problem. But overall, it's at the beginning stages, so there's obviously a lot to be desired. The potential is definitely there. Now I'm really about to test the boundaries. I'm asking Claude to create a prompt for me to create a small 5,000 seat stadium with 2 sides of bleachers and a large scoreboard at the north side of the stadium. So it generated a more detailed prompt of what I was asking. And then finally, the results, did it actually generate something that resembles a stadium? And so to my surprise, in only 4 minutes, I timed it because I wasn't sure how long this was going to take to generate. It generated a SketchUp model that from the preview looks something like it could be a football stadium with some seating. Let's actually hop into the model to see the results. So obviously the first thing right off the bat is it placed a light in the middle of the football stadium. Now it did divide it up and added some hash marks. It appears it only has one end zone, and then let's see, the 10, 20, 30. And there's not a second end zone. So that's a slight problem. And then it looks like it generated another field over here. The one thing it did well is add bleachers to all 4 sides of the field. And so within that, it has like the bleachers and then an aisle between. Now I'm pretty sure that aisle isn't actually a reasonable size. So what is the width of that? It's about 3 feet. That's okay, but it's really not any good. And then I'd say the east and west bleachers are probably the most realistic because the aisles are actually straight. I also asked it to create a scoreboard. Now it created a scoreboard not on the end zone side like I wanted. It did do like a field house, and I guess this appears to be the press box over here. Definitely some questionable decisions AI was doing when modeling this. So obviously the results were extremely rough, but as we've seen in the past with image generation, how it started to how it's transitioned to now is a night and day difference. So we just got to give it time. Now, obviously they're just putting kind of the base product out there, but you got to test it out, refine the details, and eventually down the road, it could be something substantial. But at the moment, there's no way that this is going to replace architects and designers' efforts in 3D modeling. The closest thing that we could use it for is furniture, but it still couldn't even do that right. And I think the best integration now is what I've seen with people using Rhino and Grasshopper kind of coding their way into creating a building. And so that's kind of the workaround to use AI to create Grasshopper strips and then generate buildings within Rhino. But even then, there's some inconsistencies and you can't always get the details that you want. So it just takes a lot of front end effort that at this point, it's just better modeling it yourself. Because as you saw in that first iteration, it took maybe like 2.5 minutes to create that little box room, and we could probably do it in under a minute. So it's like, it's actually taking more time for certain things. So obviously it's not worth it at this stage, but it's a good step in a direction of like time saving in different elements. So I hope you guys found this video informative, and you can test it out on your own using Claude's free version. I had no issues. The only thing was I ran out of credits after like a couple models were generated. But other than that, you should be able to try out for free as long as you have SketchUp, of course. So thank you guys for watching, and welcome to the grind.